got you through. Let's go do some training. So in terms of physio feedback from Bronwyn, there's nothing there that's... My name's Grantham. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I've worked in the strength and conditioning industry for the past 10 to 12 years. Initially worked with elite athletes, started off with the British gymnastics team, then moved through to the England netball team before moving and working for the English Institute of Sport, where we worked across a range of sports, preparing Olympic athletes to take part in World, European, Olympic and Commonwealth Games. More recently I've moved to Newcastle, where we've set up our own private training facility, Smart Fitness, where we provide a similar level of support but to general population and aspiring athletes and people such as Arton. We've worked with a number of women's at the English Institute of Sport. We work with players from the women's England team. Also worked, my first job was working at the Leeds Shore Sports Injury and Human Performance Centre based in Shropshire, and they had part of the Professional Football Association's rehab scheme, so a lot of players would come down there for their rehab. So we've been in contact in terms of rehabilitating players from various levels of the game, and also spent a period of time out with the Chinese national football team, helping them prepare for the Asian Cup. So there are a number of Premiership players playing within that squad that we came into contact with. So yeah, we've got experience working at that sort of level. Okay, so you know where you want to go to. You want to get to a sort of Premiership position. I need to know where we're starting at first, and then once I know where we're starting, we know where we're going. I can write the programs, which is the map that will get you there, and get you there as quickly as possible. Because we've only got 8 to 12 months. Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to do what most people try to do in 8 to 12 years. Yeah. We're doing 8 to 12 months. So we've got a year per month, pretty much to fit in. Oh, wow. So what we'll do is we'll go through to the gym and we'll have a look at you. Cool. All right. It's becoming a more widely understood area. Strength and conditioning in the UK is still quite a young profession, but more and more the nature of the game, the demands that are placed on the players in terms of playing multiple matches each week. Physically, they've got to be robust, they've got to be resistant to injury, and that requires them to do a certain level of physical preparation. Just playing the game is no longer enough. You know, that will only get you so far, and talent will only ever get you so far. There comes a point when you've got to physically prepare to be able to withstand the demands of the modern game. I mean, Arton's got a long journey with him, really. You know, we were talking today about what he's trying to do in terms of this project, and with the athletes that I've worked with in the past, you typically work on a sort of an 8 to 12 year long-term athlete development plan. So if you want to take someone from scratch to becoming a medal winner, it's typically an 8 to 12 year process. Arton's got about 8 to 12 months. So that gives you an idea of the enormity of the task that he's undertaken. Now today we've looked at some basic fundamental movements, and he's got some movement issues. He's also seen the physiotherapist, and there's some things that need to be resolved in terms of just how he basically sets himself up and moves. So it's going to be a big task for him, you know, time to take. We can certainly make him faster, we can make him stronger, we can improve his endurance. What we're going to find out next week when he comes in with the people from Northumbria University to put him through his fitness tests is what's he actually got in the tank, what is his baseline, and then once we do that, we'll have a really good idea of what we're working with and the scale of the task, because whilst we can improve what he's got, there is a certain amount of genetic potential that he's going to have anyway. You know, there's a certain level of what he's been born with, you know, and whilst we can improve on that, it's if he hasn't got a little something at the beginning, it's going to make his job that much harder. For you, it's about getting a quality of movement and getting it working properly. So we want your glutes to be working first and foremost. Okay? So drop yourself down. The beautiful aim is an interesting concept. I mean, Arton first spoke to me about this about 12 months ago, and absolutely honestly, I thought he was a bit crazy, because it is kind of that impossible dream that people come up with. You know, he's the wrong side of his 20s, and he's trying to break into a fiercely competitive sporting environment. And it's never been done, to my knowledge. Something like this has never been done before. But that's not to say that it can't be done. And I think certainly when you work with Arton and you meet him, he's got quite an infectious sort of enthusiasm and self-belief. Physically, I know I can improve his physical capacity. It's just, can we improve it to the level that it's going to be needed to perform at sort of a premiership level, and then can he put together the technical and tactical skills that he requires, and will he be able to get the game sense that's required? Because you can see people that are very fit, very physically robust, very strong, but haven't got that awareness of what to do. Can run around all day, but couldn't strategically, tactically play the game. So my side is relatively straightforward. I think Arton's biggest challenge is getting that game sense and those skills that are going to help him on the pitch.
So yeah, it wasn't the start I expected. It was a lot slower, but slow is fine at the start. We're in this for the long haul. By the end of the year, slow is the last thing that I'll be. So the change of pace will occur over the year. It'll pick up in pace, I'll pick up in pace, and I've got some stuff to play with over the weekend, so that when I come back to start training on Monday, to start doing some more fitness, conditioning type stuff, I'll have a good foundation from which to work. So end of day one, it's what I've been waiting for, and I feel it's the right start.